go and look into management, planning, documentation, standard method and procedure, and also IT solutions. Okay, so this is what you need to give back. Alright. Okay. Now, in our Malaysian situation, normally our BEP, alright, or EIR will actually becomes what we call as a two-stage EIR and BEP, alright, because our contract is not, there is contract between owner and also consultant, and owner and contractor. There is no contract that binds the consultant and the contractor. Alright, okay. So basically, it's a two-party contract. Alright, with supervision from the other party. Alright, that is not happening in the States, right? Because they have a different type of contract. Okay, so they call it a multi-party contract under AIA PDP contracts. Alright, so that's why in Malaysia normally we do two-tier BEP. One for consultant, the other one is for contractor. Alright, the BEP for contractor is basically between whatever that the consultant discussed with the project owner and put it into the contractor. Alright, so then they need to reply back. Okay, same thing. Alright, so you have the EIR and the BEP. Okay, right. Now, the other thing that will come into play for construction is actually what we call as federated model. Alright, so when you have your model for construction, what would happen is that all this will actually be jumbled up into one big model. Alright, so that's normally the reference form. Okay, and if you want to send it for facility management, okay, there is this platform called COBE. Okay, Center of Building Information Exchange, Construction Operation Building Information Exchange. Alright, so it's a form, okay, that you can actually go and follow, right, in order for you to transfer your information from construction to FM, right? Okay, so there is also incorporation of LiDAR data, right, for construction. Okay, and I just want to touch on this CDE, right? So I mentioned about CDE and BIM level 2. Alright, so anytime you heard about CDE, alright, so CDE is basically this, alright. The common data environment is a single source of information used to collect, manage, and disseminate documentation, graphical model, non-graphical data for the whole project team. Alright. For example, for the MRT project, they have a CDE. Alright. For the Pembonia project, they have a CDE. So what is the use of the CDE? CDE is a platform whereby, let's say if I'm the structural engineer, alright, if I want to actually go and update my model, alright, so I have two files. One is my working file, the other one is my file that I'm going to share. Alright, I can keep whatever that I want in my office, and what I wanted to share, I put it in here. Alright, so once I put it in, everybody know that there will be a new file, updated one. Okay, because believe me, when you get into construction, there are thousands upon thousands of information. Alright, and normally they write it like, okay, this is final, this is final, this is final, which is terrible. Okay, happens all the time. Alright, so CDE is to eliminate that. So once it goes into the CDE, what happens is that a process will kick in. Alright, now the thing is that the data that you share does not immediately means that everybody can work on it. Somebody need to validate this data, and all this validation will actually goes into the CDE. Alright, so that is the purpose of this CDE. Okay, alright, so this is an example of flow. Alright, so work in progress, unproved information used by in-house team only. Okay, check and review and then publish. Okay, and then it's shared. Okay, so the information is placed in the client shared area of authorization. Okay, and then it's authorized. Okay, then it's actually published. Alright, so these are some of the process that you would actually go into. Alright, and more importantly, it keep up a record or archive. Right, so now one of the problem, it's not one of the problem, common problem in construction, okay, is trying to figure out when you make certain decision. Alright, okay, construction is, like I said earlier, 2 years, 3 years. But some people just work for 1 year and then get better offer, move to another office. The information shouldn't go with them. The information should stay. That is why we have the CD. Alright? Because the information doesn't belong to you, it belongs to the project. Alright? Okay? Alright? So in terms of BIM tools, okay, there are a number of BIM tools, right? So we've actually touched a lot on processes, okay, the 6D, 4D, okay, the level of details and whatnot, alright? But to make it happen, you need tools to make it happen. Okay? So now, you know about Revit. Okay? So Revit is a BIM tool, one of the BIM tools, right? So Revit is what we call as, okay, as an authoring tool. Alright? So basically, three tools that is important for BIM is authoring and design tools, coordination tools, and operation tools. Alright? So you have Revit, which is the authoring tools. Okay? Alright? And basically we have coordination tools, alright? So this will actually be your Navisworks, alright, your BIM 360 glue, alright? You also have operation tools, alright, such as Vico Office. Okay? There are also BIM tools that is actually cloud-based. Okay?
Are you a general contractor who wants to provide a better handover experience for your customers? Or a building owner looking for a software solution that serves the needs of your mobile workforce and helps you begin operating your new building on day one? If so, Autodesk Building Ops, a mobile-first maintenance and asset management solution, may be what you are looking for. With a simple and elegant design, Building Ops places BIM asset data in the hands of those who need it most, for managers, technicians, and building occupants. Building Ops is organized using a dashboard metaphor that provides role-based, contextually relevant information in a way that is immediately actionable. Speech-to-text conversion, automated ticket and asset categorization, and the capture of photos and videos speed data entry. Notifications alert occupants and technicians when tickets are updated or assigned. On your iPhone, you can integrate Building Ops with the Today View, providing quick access to a summary of activity. Exporting equipment data from BIM 360 field makes operating your new building on day one a possibility. Scheduled maintenance tasks and reusable checklists make setting up a preventative maintenance program easy. Building Ops helps provide for a better handover experience and helps you begin operating your building on day one by connecting BIM asset data to those who need it most.
So one of the BIM tools, right? So you can see that this kind of application is no longer on your computer, but it's actually on the cloud. Okay, just like your Facebook and whatnot, right? Okay, so there are quite a number of cloud solutions, alright, okay, there are a few, but I'm not going to go through this, alright. Okay, and the other aspect of BIM that is very important nowadays is actually what we call as interoperability, alright. Because the fact of the matter is that when you work with, one software, okay, you will have the native format of that particular software. Like everybody use Microsoft. Everybody use Microsoft Office, right? When you want to type letter, what you use? You use words, right? The extension is docx. When you want to do a presentation, it's PowerPoint, PPTX. All right? Okay. And if you want to actually go and do your Excel spreadsheet, what do? You use Excel, right? Okay. So different format. Okay, but same workflow. So how to get it together? So we have universal things that you can actually use called PDF. All right. So for BIM, okay, there is this thing called IFC, okay, Industry Foundation Classes. All right. So Industry Foundation Classes is the file format that is universal for most BIM tools. Okay. And for some project, it's actually becoming a requirement for you to submit, okay, IFC data, so that it becomes an archive that can be used later, all right, by anybody with any tools. Okay. Right. There are a lot of challenges for adoption of BIM, right? But number one challenge is basically about resistance to change, right? You guys are young, all right? So we can poison you, all right? No, we can actually go and let you know what's good, all right? But if I'm dealing with somebody that is a 25 years old veteran, all right? I've come across, okay, a professional that told me this. Abi, I've been working in this industry for the past 20 years. I've been building buildings that worth more than 2 billion ringgit. Never use BIM. Why should I do it now? Alright? So resistance to change, okay, is very real, alright, and it's difficult to actually go and do this, okay. They would change when they start to see people getting the projects that they wanted. Alright, so that's the only, okay, that's something that will actually go and make them change, right. The other thing is actually about how we manage the information, alright. The amount of information that is involved in a project is mind-boggling, alright. There is this position called document controller for a project. You know what this guy do? They just record information that comes in and goes out. Alright? Okay? This person can be replaced with the CD. Alright? Okay? Alright? So, the other thing is actually about costs. Alright? Cost to move to BIM. Alright? Training costs, process change costs, software and hardware costs. Alright? And the other thing is actually about expertise. Alright? There are not that many experts yet. This is where your opportunity is. Alright? There are not that many experts yet, alright, in the industry. Alright? We are talking about BIM specialized companies. There are not more than 10 in Malaysia. Alright? Okay? And but it's getting more and more. Alright? From my experience is this, right? I think about 7 years ago, I started my company, 3Tech Parametric. Back then, when I tried to actually go and look for young graduates that know about BIM and Revit, it's very far in between. Okay, but nowadays it's a lot easier. Alright, I can have people that is already know about the tools, okay, about the process, and can explain me about BIM. So that's okay. Okay? There are many benefits of BIM. Okay, why people want to get into it is because of visualizations. Alright, this is our project that we've done. Okay, it's not far from here, Parcel 2C5. Alright, so those buildings we have it in our computer before it's built on site. Okay, you can visit this building, so it's done already. Right? Okay. And cost estimation for the same building. So again, for all the glasses that you see here, okay, for all the glass that you see here, we can tell the contractor how many variations that they have. Alright, 5,652 or something like that. Okay, so they can actually go and source it out. Alright, so regular shapes and whatnot. Okay, and we can also go and do coordinations in terms of how they are going to actually go and if you're doing project management, if you want to actually go and control the installations, alright, so we can actually do that, okay, prior to actually go to site. Okay. Okay. So the other benefit is coordination. Okay. Project planning. Okay. Besides this, okay, we can actually do a 4D project planning. Okay. However, to get to this BIM benefit, there are a lot of things that you need to consider. Alright. Yes, everybody wanted the benefit of BIM, but less people want to look into the effort that you need to have. Alright. So you want to get something, you need to do something about it, right? So for example, okay, there are things that is low effort but high benefit, such as 3D visuals and design review. There are also BIM benefits that is, it's okay benefit, alright? It's something that you wanted, but it involves a lot of effort, alright? And the most difficult one that you can get into for BIM is actually trying to get the benefit of FM with BIM, okay, because that really involves a lot of effort. Alright. Okay, some of the BIM projects that we do, okay, so there is this hotel in KL, alright, that we do for BIM projects. That is actually about, that is the highest level of LODs that we work on, which is LOD 400. Alright, so we really go and model, sometimes we question ourselves, do we really need to model everything? Alright, because it doesn't make any sense. Because why? Because if we solve how it's going to be constructed at one side, everybody knows it's the same. Alright, unless we hit some problems, right? But because the contract requires us to model everything up to LOD 400, that's what we do. Alright, so up to the point that it becomes, to me it's just ridiculous. Alright, and we also do the 4D planning for this. Okay. Alright, these are the informations that we actually go and created, okay, for that particular project. Okay, this is another one, LOD 300 that we do, okay, just here, okay, Putrajaya. Okay, so we actually go and do all the services as well, alright, coordinate it together, okay, and do clash analysis, alright. So for this one, it's actually more on the architectural features, okay, so we actually go and look into the facade construction, okay. And this is, I think you know this, okay, this is the MRT stations, right? So we are involved in MRT line 1 and MRT line 2. So even before the MRT was constructed, we already know how it looks like inside, right? Because we have the models, alright? Okay, so that's all from me, alright? So thank you very much, alright, for staying with us, staying with me to the very end. I just want to open, okay, for any questions that you wanted to ask with regards to BIM, my experience, or what is the prospect for you out there for BIM?